Okay, let's talk about one of the most insane growth stories YouTube has ever seen. We're going to break down the story of a channel called Beluga and how it pulled off something that honestly should have been impossible.
I mean, look at that number. 4 million subscribers. That's a huge milestone for any creator on the platform. But the really mind-blowing part isn't what he did, it's how fast he did it.
And he pulled this off in just 3 months. Seriously, that's what most YouTubers dream of achieving in their entire career. And he did it in a single quarter.
So here's the part that makes no sense, right? The videos are just Discord chats, fake conversations between cat profile pictures. There's no fancy camera work, no voiceover, and the thumbnails look like they were made in 5 minutes. So how on earth did this become a viral juggernaut?
But here's the kicker, the absolute best part. This wasn't luck. It wasn't some random video that caught fire. Beluga's meteoric rise was the result of a very specific and very brilliant plan.
Nope. He had a plan, a 3-step blueprint designed to completely crack the YouTube algorithm. Let's dig in and see exactly how he did it.
All right, step 1. He called it the growth catalyst. And this is all about solving that classic problem every single new creator runs into. How do you get your first eyeballs on a video?
You know the one, right? It's that classic chicken and egg dilemma. You post a new video, but nobody sees it. And the algorithm, well, it needs people to watch your stuff. It needs data on clicks and watch time to figure out if it's any good. So, what do?
Well, this is where Beluga had a huge ace up his sleeve. See, this wasn't his first rodeo. He was already a pretty successful YouTuber with another channel about lucid dreaming that was closing in on 1 million subscribers.
So what did he do? He used that old channel as a launchpad. He basically told his existing audience, hey, check out my new channel. And just like that, he funneled in a perfect little test audience. That gave the algorithm all the data it needed. And since the videos were absolute gold, which we'll get to in a sec, the algorithm saw all that positive engagement and just, boom, it pushed his content out to millions.
Okay, so that's how he got the ball rolling. But that brings us to step 2, the content itself. This is where he became what I'm calling the session time king.
Now, a lot of creators obsess over watch time on a single video. But here's what YouTube really cares about. Session time. That's the total amount of time you spend on YouTube in one sitting. See, YouTube's whole goal is to keep you on their site, right? The longer you stay, the more ads you see. Simple. And this is where Beluga's strategy is just genius. Think about it. Someone might watch a typical 10-minute video, get bored halfway through, and leave. That's a 5-minute session. But with Beluga, you watch one of his little 2-minute videos, and you just have to see the next one, and the next one, and the next. Before you know it, you've watched 4 videos, and you've given YouTube an 8-minute session. He built his channel for binge watching. So, how'd he do it?
First off, the sound design is just relentless. It's hyper-engaging. In the first 10 seconds of one video, there are like 11 different sound changes. You've got those constant Discord pings that just grab your attention, random explosions, music, and then these perfectly timed, awkward silences that just make the jokes land so much better.
Then there's the pacing. It's aggressive. Messages are popping up and disappearing so fast, you literally can't look away. If you check your phone for even a second, you've missed a key part of the story. And here's the clever part. It makes you pause and rewind, and what does that do? It sends a massive signal to the algorithm that this video is super engaging.
And underpinning all of this is a super simple, repeatable story formula. Every video is basically the same structure. It starts with a relatable problem, there's a misunderstanding, new people jump into the chat to make it crazier, and it all builds up to one big punchline. It's like a perfect little content machine. Okay, which brings us to the final piece of the Beluga Blueprint. And honestly, this might be the most important part of all. Step 3 is his unbeatable formula for titles and thumbnails. He calls it statement plus intrigue.
Yeah, statement plus intrigue. It sounds simple, but this is the secret sauce behind his insane click-through rates. The title tells you what it's about, and the thumbnail makes you feel like you have to know what happens next. Let's break down his titles, because they're brilliant. First, they're super short, way shorter than your average YouTube title. They often start with "when you," which makes them instantly relatable to pretty much everyone. And get this, he uses these really specific, kind of weird numbers, like 9.17 seconds, instead of just saying 9 seconds. It just feels more real and makes you curious.
But his thumbnails? This is where it gets really galaxy-brained. They look bad on purpose. They're blurry, the cropping is terrible, sometimes they're even typos.
But think about it. When you're scrolling through a feed of perfectly polished, super professional thumbnails, this is what stands out. It feels authentic. But the real magic is that it always cuts off right before the punchline. It creates this little story loop in your brain that you just have to close by clicking the video.
So, let's put it all together. You start with that initial audience, the growth catalyst. You feed them content that is precision engineered to maximize session time, and you package the whole thing with a title and thumbnail that are basically impossible not to click. What do you get? You get a system, a machine for creating viral videos.
You see, this was never just some lucky channel that blew up. This was a plan. It was a masterclass in understanding how YouTube and its viewers actually work, and it was executed flawlessly.
And that really leaves us with one big, fascinating question. Beluga basically reverse-engineered the system to create this massive success story. So, could this three-step blueprint be the new playbook for anyone who wants explosive growth on YouTube?